You've tuned into Shmokin Takes, home of the brightest brains in football. We got the bold, the hot, the spicy, and some might say the sexiest takes about the NFC East and West today. And stay tuned for our rants about which players we wished just never played football again. Welcome in to Shmokin Takes. Smoking. Welcome into Shmokin Hot Takes, everybody. I'm Prof, and I got Kupp.
Hey there.
And C-Dubs.
Yo.
And we're missing K-Dog today.
Woof, woof.
He'll be back soon.
It's all good.
Send your wishes to get him back. He'll get him back sooner.
His return is greatly anticipated.
Yeah.
Anticipated, desired, and he's not even going to be able to defend the Cowboys today.
Ooh.
Because we're talking about the NFC East.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, going straight into that, huh?
No, not yet.
Oh.
No, let's not do that.
I got excited for a second.
We gotta do some housekeeping. If you wanted to play our Pick'em League with us this year, make sure to either send us a message to get a link, or I've been dropping them in the descriptions of each of the pod episodes. So tune into that to check that out and join. It's on Sleeper. It's already set up. You just got to join the link. Also, while we're talking about links, make sure to hit the link where you can follow and leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. I've been creating some pretty sick thumbnails, AI generated. Yeah.
So you haven't been creating.
Oh, I've been creating them. Because I tell the AI what to do. I am the AI. It's called Prof AI. So I generate all my takes.
Okay.
Check us out on Twitter, too.
Yeah.
X. Sorry, pardon my...
No, we're staying to Twitter.
X. Twitter.
I saw something where it was like Exeter. You know, it was like X instead of TW and then iter.
Oh. I mean, we could call it that.
Exeter.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll stick, but I mean,
it's our thing.
It's different, yeah.
Over under Twitter lasting another 5 years.
Over.
X.
I'll take the
Over.
I'm taking the under.
That thing's going on forever.
Yeah. I mean, MySpace is still around.
Is it?
I don't know, actually. But Facebook's been around since, like, 2008.
Yeah, but that's because Facebook has, like, a super loyal market of middle-aged moms.
Yeah.
And Trumpies.
No, that's the what's
Truth Social?
Yeah, Truth Social.
Okay.
We don't have one of those.
All right, let's get back to football. All right, we got some news. So Aiyuk traded, maybe not officially.
I think maybe not. Unless, I mean, this episode's coming out
Unless we report it.
later, so maybe when you're listening, he already has been traded.
If anybody has an insider on the Niners, let us know.
So I'm actually hearing he's going to the Giants.
That'd be pretty exciting. I'd actually love that.
Right. They still wouldn't be good. That's the sad
Well, their
thing.
quarterback's the problem.
No, that's not the problem.
Which quarterback?
Well, not Drew Lock.
O-line's a problem.
Their second string quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And then
Tyrod Taylor?
He's on the Jets now, bro.
I know. The other New York backup quarterback.
Yeah, I just picked him up, actually. All right, anyways.
And then Puka. Week to week with the knee.
Sweet Puka.
Pour one out.
Yeah. We'll see.
I have something to say
It's
about
not bad,
that
though.
later.
So they say.
Oh.
They
Well,
say
I guess I'll be in
It's
the
only
episode.
wrapped in ice, but it's not that bad.
Well, to be fair, Gino... We'll get to Gino, but he was said. They said he was out indefinitely, and he was back at practice the next day.
Dude, tell me
So
more
I don't know.
about it. I was pumped about that.
I feel like a lot of the training camp injuries are a lot of coach speed.
But he's back. But he's back. Because I thought our season was shot. I was about to put Hawks at the bottom of our.
I'm good with Sam Howell.
I don't.
Let's rockin'.
Rumor had it that he was throwing the balls into Lake Washington.
Okay, it's preseason training, like.
Rumor has it he threw a ball so far into Lake Washington that it hit a boat during Seafair and caused it to explode.
So that's what that was.
Wow.
You hear that boom? That wasn't the Blue Angels. All right.
We're
starting.
All right, you guys got anything else? Any other news? Football news that we're missing? I think that's it.
Another one tore his ACL.
Yeah, lots of defensive ends.
Yeah.
Tearing ACLs, tearing Achilles.
Bengals,
fade the
Bengals
unders.
guy.
Fade the unders. Fade C-dubs.
I feel like it's usually the big men.
Defensive backs, too.
Start to go down.
Yeah. Which is so weird. I feel like this never happened this frequently.
That's what we say every year,
I know.
bro. It's like, this might be the worst year,
What's
and then we
going
look
on?
back.
Sports science has evolved and gotten better.
It's
but the
'cause they're
injuries
just
are
so much
happening more
stronger.
frequently.
They're so much stronger.
Maybe there's a bunch of new exercises they're doing or something. I don't know. We need
Well, they
we need
should
an
cut it
insider.
out.
We need an insider into these camps.
Well, my answer is telling me Aiyuk's going to the Giants.
Like, all right.
How do we put a bet on that too? All right.
Bovada. Not brought to you by. Let's go.
All right. Let's jump in. We're going in. I think we should do the NFC East first. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Sure.
In honor of K-Dog. All right. NFC East. Kind of a top-heavy division last year. Standings of how they finished. It was Commanders in 4th, Giants in 3rd, Eagles 2nd, Cowboys 1. So we're going to talk about Commanders first, who made a lot of changes this offseason. They got, speaking of Cowboys, they got Dan Quinn, head coach.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels.
He was on the Cowboys?
Also on the Cowboys. They got my man Austin Eckler, who's bound for a 15-touchdown season.
Did you actually say that?
No.
Okay.
I wish.
Thank
I kind of
God,
thought
bro.
about it.
Thank
Kind of
God.
thought about it.
And our boy, Bobby Wags.
Bobby G.
Yeah.
Bobby OG.
So I was talking to C-Dubs a little bit earlier before the pod started, and he is very heated about this division. I think he had a lot to say about the Commanders here.
I don't necessarily have a lot to say. I just don't think this team is going to be good. And part of it is because I know Jaden Daniels brings big hype around him. Like, we want rookie quarterbacks to succeed. But I think the biggest problem with the Commanders is that their offensive coordinator is Cliff Kingsbury, whose offense was completely figured out. Let me say this about Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to rant about Cliff Kingsbury here for a second. He had, like, the most undeserved coaching rise in the history of coaches. He did nothing at Texas Tech. Somehow lucked his way into the head coaching job for the Cardinals.
Didn't he coach Mahomes?
Yeah.
TT?
Yeah. But Texas Tech wasn't a good team. They were like
Right.
8-4. So he somehow gets the head coaching position with the Cardinals. With the Cardinals, he has a great first half of a season. The Cardinals couldn't be beat, right? They're the last team that was undefeated that one year, his first year as a head coach. And then people figured out his offense. And the Cardinals completely nosedived. They went like 1-6, including their playoff game that last year. They got smacked by the Rams. I think they played in that playoff game, and they just got obliterated by them. Same thing happened the following year. Yes, Kyler tore his ACL, but they just didn't look the same. I think Cliff Kingsbury's offense has been figured out by defensive coordinators. I think that the Dan Quinn hire was just kind of like, he's all we have left to hire. I think his scheme has kind of been figured out. So I'm fading the Commanders. I don't think they're going to be a good football team at all this year. I know there's a lot of hype on Jaden Daniels, and maybe some of it's warranted because he did win the Heisman, but how much of that is, hey, I'm throwing to Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., I'm in an offensive heavy scheme with Les Miles at LSU where I have to score the ball, versus I'm actually good. Because we saw him at Arizona State, and I don't think he was that good of a quarterback at Arizona State. I don't even remember
being there.
I mean,
he was throwing to Brandon Aiyuk.
Yeah, he had
that's
Aiyuk.
How long he was there.
I think he will have a good season in terms of rushing, but he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
He needs to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And his weapons are Terry McLaurin,
Yeah.
who
Very good receiver.
I wouldn't say he's upper echelon.
I want to go on a rant about Terry
He's a
McLaurin.
solid receiver, in my opinion.
Wide receiver 2.
He's been wasted.
Yes,
That's what I want
he's
to
been
rant
wasted.
about.
But it's like
Scary Terry.
No one's been able to give him anything.
So you got him, you got Dotson, who
Dotson here.
I liked Dotson last year. Totally burned me in a lot of places. But I'm just struggling to see what weapons they have. I think Brian Robinson Jr. Sorry, I think he's actually the better running back than Austin Eckler right now.
I think he's a better pure rusher. I agree. But
I think he'll see more work this year. But outside of that, I don't think their offensive line is really good. Their defense, they traded away a lot of their defensive pieces.
And then they got better though.
They did oddly get hot at the end of the season.
But I don't know, man. I'm off of them. I think there's going to be growing pains, and I just think that the Kingsbury thing. I mean, wasn't he in Cancun for all of last year? Or am I tripping? Wasn't he just like overseas, and then he came back and he was like, "So I'm back." Like, bro, I don't think he was working on his offense that entire time. So I'm off of him. I'm off the Commanders this year.
John at plays.
He could be.
Yeah, the only guy I'm excited about is Daniels, and that's only from a fantasy perspective. Like, I just see, like, this offense is going to be, like you said, C-Dubs, a bunch of bums. And I think that it's just gonna be Daniels trying to like be playmaking the whole time and like try to extend things and like gonna be running and scrambling and like dropping a ball off to Eckler, which I think Eckler might have a big year. Sneaky.
I think this is a better offense than last year. Which isn't saying much.
Comparatively with Sam Howell, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But
more
like
dynamic player.
But I mean, what is this team really shooting for, right? Like there's not a lot. They don't have a lot going for them. Maybe they just kind of have a lowly year again, try to get a high draft pick, get something on the defensive side of the ball. Terry McLaurin's getting old. Maybe they just draft a wide receiver. Like, I just don't see, like, you can't go into this locker room and be like, yeah, we're going to win the NFC East. And I'm sure, like, the coaches are preaching that to them. But, like,
I mean, this is a rebuild.
They're not going to do that. And, like, I agree. I completely agree with what Steve said about Dan Quinn. I think he was kind of... I don't think he's a good head coach. Well, he was a good head coach for, a couple seasons with the Falcons. And then... Ever since then, I guess
it's just not a sexy hire. It's just kind of a lukewarm hire. And
been there, done that.
I agree.
Because it was reported they were the last ones. Us being the Seahawks and them were the last ones without a coach. Yeah. And so it was reported they were in on Mike McDonald.
And then they faded Ben Johnson.
Well, Ben Johnson faded them.
Yeah, and then Mike McDonald.
I don't know.
McDonald probably curved them too.
I think so.
There was some talk. Well, both sides. It was a weird dynamic because like the owners were like Ben Johnson's kind of weird interview, and then Ben Johnson was kind of like they were kind of weird.
I think
that's
what like an ex-girlfriend says.
No, it was like that's kind of like
oh, that's why I broke up with.
No, that's exactly what it was. It was kind of like a weird like.
I know, but okay, if you're Ben Johnson, you're coming from the Lions, who just had a great season, and you're going to the Washington Commanders, who have a terrible team. Like, I think.
But isn't that how you build a legacy?
Yeah,
like,
but what he was thinking was, hey, I'm gonna run it back one more year with the Lions, and then I'm gonna see. What better options are available for me next year?
Which we should do an episode on that of like coaches on the hot seat. Maybe make that another segment.
The Saints. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to go to the Saints.
Year, bro.
You don't want to go to the Saints.
We'll talk about them on the next episode.
I wouldn't want to go to the Saints. Hell no.
Coop, what do you think about the Commanders? You got any other takes?
Not really. I don't think they're the worst in their division.
That's fair.
You know, I think they've only done things to be better than last year. I just don't see them finishing fourth again. Not with with what they have. I think Terry's gonna have a good year with Daniels. Just because Sam Howell didn't really have that that second weapon. Like he couldn't rush really.
Sam Howell wasn't that bad though.
No,
I don't think he was that bad. He threw a lot of picks, but like he distributed the ball well. Their passing attack wasn't that bad.
But
what's their over under win total?
6.5.
6.5. That's tough. And they finished last year.
It's pretty gross.
Ugh. That's a line I would avoid.
I'll take 6.
Yeah, they probably end up right at 6. Like that's a really good line.
Give me the under on that.
I'll give Vegas I'll tip my cap to that. Yeah, I probably would take Actually, I know I would take the under, but it's a sweat. It's a sweaty under.
I'm not throwing money on that.
I guess I can't. I want to say the over just to be contrarian, but because I've been talking down.
He's got his thesaurus out. I see it.
We'll hit the under on that one. All right, let's move on to the Giants. New York Giants, the stars of Hard Knocks offseason. I have been a Giants homer the past couple of years.
Why is that?
I can't tell you. And maybe it's because me and DJ go way back. You know how you know that? Because I call him DJ.
I don't even know who DJ is.
Fair enough. All right, they drafted Malik Neighbors at, what was it, 6 overall? 6 overall.
Yeah, 6.
And outside of that, they brought in Devin Singletary.
Wow, what a pickup.
Honestly, it could be worse.
And honestly, they didn't do a whole lot more on the offensive side of the ball.
They did nothing.
They got like a brand new O-line who still ranks in the bottom, I want to say 25.
You hate to see it.
Or bottom, I guess, at the
I
bottom.
don't know. I don't like looking at those rankings because we haven't seen him play this year. You know, it's hard to say.
But that was career years.
But it was funny because that was like
that's true.
The big emphasis on Hard Knocks was like, oh, the Giants, we're gonna go all in on a good O-line. DJ Daniel Jones for the uninformed out there, he's our guy. Which that was like all of Hard Knocks. That's why they let Saquon go. That's why like they didn't pay him.
Yeah.
So what do you guys project?
Terrible team.
It's not going to be good.
I don't think they did anything to get better. I know they got Neighbors, but how are they going to give him the ball?
Did you see I saw a report from a beat reporter. He was creating 4 to 6 yards of separation.
Well,
do you put any stock in that?
I don't think Daniel Jones can fit it.
Dog,
between-
I could hit 4 to 6 yards of separation. If Daniel Jones could do
46, maybe.
it. I don't know if I could throw it far.
No, I think they're awful.
Yeah.
Worst team in the division.
So do you think...
Maybe even the league.
No.
I don't think
Maybe
I don't think they're
Panthers?
worse
Saints?
No, I don't think they're worse than the Patriots. I
Patriots?
think the Patriots got that
Okay,
one.
Patriots.
locked up.
I guess the Giants. You're taking the Giants?
No, I mean I would say Patriots are worse, but yeah, I would take the Giants.
Okay, how many touchdowns do you guys
I
think?
wouldn't want to take the Giants, but I would take the Giants. What do you mean touchdowns?
How many touchdowns do you guys think Neighbors is getting? 0? Is that what you're saying? No,
No,
touchdowns this year?
He's going to end up
score.
having like 15 plus or something. I'll give him 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 or 7.
Okay.
I think he's still going to get over 1,000 probably, you know?
Yeah, I guess I'm nervous
the
about...
alpha.
Well, so the defense, they got Brandon Burns. Not a bad pickup. I'm forgetting one other person that they got.
They have a couple linemen that are actually pretty good. I'm just thinking about...
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Hard Knocks. They're like, oh, we got to get a buddy for Dexter Lawrence. And they end up getting somebody.
And they faded our boy Christian Wilkins.
I think that their defense might not be terrible.
Yeah, this is a team that their defense will keep them in games, but I just don't know how they're gonna score.
I think you guys are...
They're going to be so tired.
I think you guys are underrating the offense.
Well, here's the thing.
If we can get Daniel Jones moving a little bit, which I know, which off of
Traitor.
his ACL, that's not necessarily an easy ask, but that's a big the running. Remember what we saw in the playoffs against the Vikings a couple years ago? That team was kind of
I also
nice.
saw him trip over nothing.
Okay, well we've all
turf
gotten
80 yards.
we've all gotten sniped before.
I know y'all think I'll be memeing on this, but I'm seriously thinking that if Drew Lock was their quarterback, it'd be better.
No, I think Drew Lock will play quarterback for them at some point.
Yeah.
Just not week 1.
Well, because DJ, your guy, he's got an injury clause in his contract, so it's kind of like the Russell Wilson situation last
They
year.
have to play a certain amount of games.
Yeah, so we'll probably end up seeing.
Oh, and they don't have
Drew
to
Lock.
I
pay
wouldn't
him.
be surprised.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be by the first game, but
Well, on that note, their win total 6.5, same as the Commanders. Does that
Oh.
seem weird?
that is weird. Give me the under.
I would smash. The under is juiced. It's minus 150 right now. I would be on the under as well. I'd be hammering the under.
Give me the over.
I am gonna bet the
I
under.
want
on
the
this.
over.
Sneak peek into the C-Dubs Locks season preview.
All right, let's
give
talk
them
about
5?
let's talk about some good teams.
I don't.
5 wins?
I have to look at their schedule.
Well, because I know where
It'd be
your
tough.
rankings are.
It'd
so
be
I'm just
tough
like,
to give them 5. I
and
think.
you have them over the Commanders.
I mean,
Okay,
you have
come
to
on.
wait and see.
All right, let's talk about the Eagles, an
Yeah,
actual
let's
good
go.
team.
I love
Someone
the
that
Eagles.
someone that
I like
we
them a lot.
Yeah, I love them too.
maybe we'll see if they can actually take on the Cowboys this year. All right, Eagles finished second last year,
Guy.
lost Jason Kelsey,
Oh no!
second most popular NFL jersey.
Yeah.
If you tuned into that last time, you got a little sneak peek of top 5 NFL jerseys. What else did the Eagles? They signed all their wide receivers to large bags of money. They gave them
Brought in
an
Kellen
amount.
Moore, he who should not be named.
Who's that?
Don't know.
And
Give me more, Kellen.
And they got Saquon. That's their biggest addition.
I love
that. And then they drafted a white DB. Good for that.
Oh, Cooper DeJean.
I heard he was getting
Totally
toasted.
forgot
He
about
was
that.
getting cooked
Really?
in training camp.
Maybe
so
they'll
far.
move him to safety.
Cooper de Toast, they call him in Philly.
Give me some Dijon mustard on the toast. Huh? Is that what you were trying to go for there?
No. But yeah, I don't know. I like Philly. I think it's been.
You got John Ross.
How long is it since there's been a repeat winner in the division for the?
Oh, isn't it
feels like
alternate?
it's been a minute
It
for
alternates like every
for that.
year.
Yeah, it's been at least like 15 years. I feel like since there's been a repeat winner, and I think that is going to continue. I think Philly's going to mop the floor with the division this year. I don't think it's even going to be close. And I know K-Dog's not here to defend the Cowboys, but I'm just off the Cowboys in general. We'll get to them in a second, but I think I know I'm fading Prof's MVP pick, but no, I think Philly, they had a downturn last year. Obviously, like the big question mark is going to be, was the issue systemic that they had last year? Is it going to continue over to this year with their offense not really clicking? Like we all saw how putrid they were at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Like the last half of the year, they were just god awful. Just fade them to oblivion. We'll see if that was because Steichen left and their offensive coordinator wasn't someone that really moved the needle for them. We'll see if Kellen Moore's offense comes in. The one thing I really am excited to watch with Philly is that with Kellen Moore's offense, his pace of play increases so much. And I think seeing Hurts in an offensive system like that is going to be exciting because last year they were ranked like bottom third of the league in pace of play, and it was so boring to watch their offense just because they would take their sweet time with everything. And I don't know, you can tell there's just a noticeable difference when there's teams that are high octane and they want to run as many plays as possible versus the teams that are taking their time. They're really lethargic, getting up to the line. They're waiting until there's 1 second left on the play clock before they snap it. Like, there's just a difference between them. It looks like the teams that want to go, it looks like they want to win. They want to be aggressive. They want to score. The teams that are slow, maybe they're more defensive, they're more reliable on the D-defense. They want to slow things down.
They're playing not to lose.
Exactly. So I think that Hurts in a high-powered offense, it could be exciting. I still think A.J. Brown is a beast. I think Devonta Smith is a beast. Maybe not as good as people think Devonta Smith is, but
come on.
He's solid.
It's
his body type. That's my thing.
I know. I was calling I think last year, if we remember, I called Devonta Smith finishing higher than A.J. Brown. It was more of like he's taking the top dog.
Dude, I mean, he looked so good in the playoffs that year before.
I mean, I think he's great. It's just when you have somebody like an alpha like that, that's just going to take that target share. And then once AJ, of course, started crying, remember?
Yeah, dude, Devonta was like, he was actually kind of getting, hyper targeted. Then AJ Brown started taking those targets.
I think last season it was just like a total, like an attitude shift. Like they knew something was wrong. They just didn't care out there. I heard things like Jalen Hurts and what's her coach's name? Head coach?
Oh, so do that with the crying meme in the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni.
I heard they don't really gel, like their personality, because Sirianni's very like, I think he's like kind of like goofy, like not serious all the time. Like Jalen Hurts is like very serious. You can tell he's very stoic. And I think that like him and Kellen Moore are actually going to have a very good like rapport. You're laughing over that.
Do you know the personality of Kellen Moore?
I mean, He's watched him for a very long time.
Right. Okay.
At Boise State.
I didn't know he coached at Boise State.
No, he played at Boise State.
Oh, he was?
He was
4 years.
Wow.
Like the most winning quarterback of all time. Oh. Anyway.
He was Peterson's. He was Coach Pete's quarterback.
Dog, he was great. Anyway.
Well, why can't he construct it? Okay.
Why are you like this?
All right.
You're just memeing all the time about stuff. But I really like him. I got him winning the division. Because, like you're saying, it's going to be a very high-octane offense. Like, when you have pieces like Saquon Barkley, your two top wide receivers, Jalen Hurts, like, why wouldn't you just try to go? Like, just keep going. Keep scoring.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side. I don't like the Eagles this year. I think the stankiness, I'm calling for, how we were talking a lot about the Bills' stankiness last year? I'm saying...
How'd that turn out?
They didn't really go all that far. Like, for the Bills.
They did win the division.
They won the division,
Dog,
but not a great division.
We found ourselves at the end of the year going, maybe we're wrong about the stankiness.
I think the stankiness has...
I can't wait to just gloat.
Moved south.
Gloat.
I just I think their defense was cheeks. I think the offense was cheeks. Like, I don't think Kellen Moore is going to improve it. I think, honestly, like, they've just had such a large talent drain. When they lost their DC, they lost...
Do you know who their DC is
Gannon.
Now?
No, I actually don't.
Vic Fangio.
Well, that explains a lot.
I love my boy Vic.
Then they lost Steichen.
What does that explain?
Explains how bad that defense is. Or it's going to be.
Vic Fangio is like one of the greatest defensive coordinators.
Well, watch this year. Stankiness.
He's not a good head coach, though. We could talk to Broncos fan for 2016 about that.
Still. Highly respected.
Sure. And I'm highly respected in the podcast industry, but that doesn't always mean my takes are right.
No, they were kind of like, what I'll say about their defense is they were kind of like the Lions last year, where their secondary couldn't stop anything.
Their secondary was awful.
What did they do? They drafted 2 DBs with their first 2 picks. They drafted, obviously, Cooper DeJean, but they also drafted, I always forget. There was a dude from, was it McKinstry? It's either McKinstry or Arnold. One of them.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah, one of them. Well, one of them went to Detroit. The other one went to Philly. I can't remember which one went to which, but regardless, they're both like 4.2, 4.25 speed guys in the 40. So like that'll help. Presumably, obviously they're rookies, so they're gonna have rookie growing pains. But they did take some steps to address some of the issues. But I do agree, their defense it's a question mark.
Look, I'm calling for the Eagles getting second this year, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
And
literally neither of the names I said. But him.
And honestly, I think if the Eagles don't make a deep postseason run. Sirianni.
I don't.
The fire starts getting a little warm.
It's.
Maybe gets the boot.
I feel like it's already been there, kind of.
Maybe gets the boot this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think I'd be fine. They'd be better off.
Yeah. Bring back Andy Reid.
All right.
No,
What do we got for the win total?
Their win total is 10.5.
Oof.
And it's juiced to the over. So people like them. People like them this year.
Give me that over.
I want the under on that one.
I would take the over as well.
I'm running.
We'll keep
with
track of this.
baby.
We're keeping track of this. We'll see who's the millionaires at the end of the season.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about the Cowboys.
Oh, let's.
Let's talk about the Cowboys. First in the division, choked in the playoffs. What's new? We got Dak still waiting to be paid. CD still waiting to be paid. Micah still waiting to be paid. Jerry owes a lot of money to his players. And no more Tony Pollard. And
It's all about Rico.
No, it's not.
actually, reports are Royce Freeman competing for backup. You guys are excited about that.
That tells you everything about this team.
That doesn't move the
Where you're hearing Royce Freeman might get reps at running back.
I don't think they need that great of a running back, to be honest.
You're just so high on your own farts about Dak and CD, bro.
I'm just calling for.
You think they're gonna be throwing 100 times a game? And
Hell
that's
yeah,
gonna be
they are.
Plenty enough.
I'm calling
to
for a
win
bounce
everything.
back. Like,
What do you mean bounce back?
What
What's
changed?
the bounce back?
Like, sorry, not a bounce back. Like a repeat. A bounce back plus more.
What's changed? Nothing. They've
Exactly.
actually gotten worse.
No.
Got
They
worse
did lose Tyron Smith, their tackle, I think.
I think this defense, like from a fantasy perspective, Dak and CD are going to be like just monstrous this year.
Okay. Yes. Okay. How about take them away? What else do they have?
On offense, that's about it.
There you go.
They got Zeke, who,
Oh wow.
15 touchdowns, lock it in.
and
It just
they got Brandon Cooks.
when you're looking at this division, it's like what teams went out and improved. I think the Eagles and the Commanders. What teams didn't really do anything? The Cowboys
So how
and
come the
Giants.
Eagles didn't win the division last year?
They
like
had a down year. Okay,
And I-
but then they went out and said, "Hey, we got to fix this. Let's get 2 new coordinators. Let's draft some defensive players."
You think K-Dog would answer if I called him right now?
I think K-Dog's just as down on the Cowboys as we are.
Actually,
I think they're the one thing I am totally in agreement with you, Coop, that they didn't do anything to get better. The thing that was really a red flag for me when I was doing prep for this was that their coaching staff. That's what was a huge red flag to me, because I know I already mentioned it earlier on like the very first episode we did with Brian Schottenheimer coming in as their OC. And I know K-Dog rebutted that by saying McCarthy's kind of the brains behind it, and it's true. But you bring in Schottenheimer as your OC. He was not a good OC with the Seahawks. You bring in Zimmer, the old Vikings coach, as their
actually
defensive
like
coordinator. I don't.
I like it.
It's
I
very
like the
similar
pick.
to me. It's similar to Kingsbury, where you're just recycling. Like the thing I hate about the NFL. This is more of a rant on the NFL, not the Cowboys. But the thing I hate about the NFL is that coaches, like, there's just so much nepotism. So like the same coaches will just get traded around. Like,
That
hey,
is true.
they'll be good this time. It's like, no, dude, they're not going to be good this time. They haven't been good in the 30 years they've coached in the NFL. So why would they suddenly be good?
Yeah.
I think that's the case with Zimmer. Like, if you think of the Vikings when he was their head coach for 10, 12 years or whatever, they didn't have a good defense. They never had a good defense. They had good offenses, but they never had good defenses. So I think are the Cowboys, do they have better pieces than the Vikings did? Yeah, of course they do. Micah Parsons is better than probably anyone that Zimmer ever had on the Vikings. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they did anything to get better. And I get your point, Prof, that they didn't necessarily have to do anything to get better. At
least on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think
Yeah.
Tony Pollard is that like much of a loss. And then on the defensive side, they didn't lose that much.
I don't know.
And honestly, I can't talk on their draft. I don't know who they drafted. I don't know who they replaced with. But
I just think Philly retooled and Dallas kind of rode off into the sunset. Like, yeah, we'll run it back one more time. And I don't think the results are going to be any different other than the division lead. Because it was still close at the end, wasn't it? Wasn't it like a game or two?
I think it was. I think the boys had 12 or 13 wins.
Philly probably had 11.
Let me pull it up really quick.
I don't know, man.
Something in the air, man. I just think.
Well,
I don't think they're gonna be bad.
Dallas's win total is 9.5.
So
I'm
So
hitting the over on
Vegas
that.
is saying they're not gonna.
well, it's pretty smart to run with Vegas. I think
It's juice to the over.
they actually know what they're talking about when they're making these lines.
Do they?
They've got enough Harvard grads over there.
Yeah, it was a 1 game difference between Cowboys got 12, Eagles at 11.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeah. So anyways,
I'll take the over on that though.
Dallas is 9. They probably end up with 10.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think that line is too good.
I don't think we're saying they're going to be a bad team.
No.
I just think that they're not going to win the
I just
division.
think you guys are kind of just haters. You guys tend to hate on the boys. When was the last time you said one good word about Dak Prescott?
I think he's a great quarterback.
He was my fantasy quarterback.
There you go. I
Okay.
think I understand why you're so high on that tandem. I'm not taking that away from you.
I just think, yeah, I've already said what I think. All right. What's your guys' final standings for the NFC East?
All right, I got the Giants at 4, Commanders at 3, Cowboys at 2, Eagles at 1.
Okay. C-dubs?
I got
This is going to be hot. Prepare your butts.
No,
I got the Commanders
I don't get that.
at 3.
Oh,
I gotcha. I got the Giant. I got the same way Coop has it.
All
Giants
right.
4, Commanders 3.
You tricked me, bro.
I did.
Well, if you had to
Commanders
guess,
three.
you got to guess what my standings are.
It's gonna be like
You have
Giants
the Commanders at
1.
4.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Commanders at 4,
Giants 3.
at 2, Eagles at 3.
No way. That's
You
not
wouldn't do
it.
that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Flip flop what you guys have for Commanders and Giants. Giants at 3, Eagles 2, Cowboys 1.
Okay.
So flip flop both your 1 and 2, and you're 3 and 4.
We'll see what happens.
Pretty complicated, bro.
Yeah, I think this is like a fun division, and it's actually this division's kind of come a long way. I think from what it was, like 4 years ago. Remember when it was like basically it was 3 or 4 years ago that the division was just awful, and the team that won it got in with a losing record.
like
to the
9 and 8,
playoffs.
or 8 and 9.
It was
Oh, yeah.
awful.
Yeah, that was when the Commanders.
That was when they were just like a
Who was their quarterback? It was Heineke. Heineke was their quarterback.
they were a
that year.
laughing stock back then.
Yeah.
Was Dak not there? What was going on?
No, I think Dak was there. I think he was
No,
hurt.
that was when he was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
That's when his. That's
yeah.
when his.
And then I don't know
His
if-
I
ankle
watched that
waved
live,
to
bro.
the crowd.
And then they just kept showing it.
That's so
K-Dog
bad.
probably still has nightmares
That was
about
disgusting.
that. I don't know. Was Hurts there at that point? With
I
Philly?
think this is his 4th year right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did Hurts got paid, right? Has he been paid yet?
He got the bag.
Yeah.
Who needs to be paid?
Before
I don't
all
know.
these other.
I need to be paid. All right. So, as we teased in the intro today, our middle segment is a one filled of viciousness and hate, spite, anger, a lot of emotions that mainly C-Dubs has had pent up for a while now. And so we're just going to tell you 3 players, we each got one that we just don't like, that we just are annoyed by, that just, they suck. We don't want to talk about them. We don't like them.
Enough. I'm tired of them. Get him out of the league.
Yeah. I just feel particularly annoyed with mine, but that's really all. Coop, do you want to go first, or should we just let C-Dubs just start off strong and just rip into his guy?
I'll. You know what? I'm gonna start because I don't really necessarily have a guy.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
I have a group of guys.
Oh,
He has
I
a
have
lot of hate.
Whole position.
don't be on
that I
Coop's
hate.
hate list.
I hate the quarterbacks
Oh,
right now. You want me to tell you why? Trevor Lawrence is being paid $55 million a year. Jordan Love is being paid $55 million a year. Tua, turn the ball over, is being paid $53 million a year.
How many?
Why? Those are my 3 guys. How about that? Why? Why are these quarterbacks being paid like 33% of the team's salary cap a year? It doesn't make sense. They're making their teams worse every season. They have to get the bag. Why? Their egos are way too big.
So I agree with you that they're overpaid. The reason why is because teams don't want to have to try to find
I get it.
a competent quarterback.
I
in the
get it.
draft
But do
or
these
free agency.
quarterbacks
They
want
don't
to
move the
win?
needle. They don't move. They want to win, but they don't move the
Do
needle.
they want to win?
I think so.
Because give me $20 million a year. Use that 30 to go get Devontae Adams or Justin Jefferson
That's what
or
we would do.
Jamar Chase. Like, why do I?
I
need
mean, would we
55?
though? If you had
Do you
50
need $55 million a year?
Sure.
I need 3 a year. I don't even know what to do with 3 a year. What are these guys doing with $55 million a year?
Dude. I mean, if you had the opportunity, to
These
get
guys are
50
like
million,
Saudi princes, man.
Well, some of them get taken out for taxes.
Oh, so 10 mil. Okay, 45
probably
mil a
no
year.
more than
That's
that.
tough.
More than that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
If, I don't
that's
know if I
hard
could
to
live
live
off
on,
45
bro.
mil.
Like, it's just unacceptable to me as like a commoner That like these guys are like, I'm a holdout because I need 55, not 50. Like Dak right now, he's looking for 60 a year because he's seeing Jordan Love getting 55, Tua getting 53.
Well, the problem is that guys like T-Law and Tua got 50, 55. So, I mean, we can all agree Dak's a better quarterback than those bums. So, I mean, like, that's more on the Cowboys. Don't put that on Dak.
I know, but it hurts your team.
Like, he wants to get his money.
Why it is on Dak? Because why does he need that much money? If he got 25, there'd be no problem signing CD and Micah Parsons if he was like, I'm just going to take 33.
No, it is problematic, and I do agree. There's an issue with the quarterbacks that are because see what's going to happen now is teams aren't going to, because they know that the longer we wait on this, the more money we're going to have to put in. Mm-hmm. Teams are just going to start extending people after like one good year. Like they're going to be on their rookie. They're going to be on their rookie contract, and they're just going to be like, "Crap, dude! Like we're going to have to give them the bag and just give them like an 8-year contract for something that's not."
Yeah, but then what happens if you get? I don't know if I agree with that. Right? I think it actually is. This is like a really tricky point for a lot of teams because if they do that and then the guy sucks after one good year, then you're locked.
Daniel Jones,
you're screwed for 8 years.
And that's going to cut the market down then.
I don't think it's going to cut the market down, but
the owners and the whatever coaching staff, they're asking for a separate market cap for quarterbacks.
Really?
Yeah, that got shot down. But yeah, there was like
I was gonna say, that's
a lot of the owners were like, "Hey, we want a separate." Yeah, because then you can just pay him whatever you can.
Yeah.
But I just think it's ridiculous. Like Tom Brady didn't do that.
No. Well, that's why he's the GOAT.
That's what I'm saying. So you want to be the GOAT, or you want to be someone with an overinflated ego?
What do you think Zach Wilson makes?
He's probably making $5 million. He shouldn't be making that. Like, I'm about having a system where you get paid what you bring to the table. Like you go win like Mahomes should obviously be the most paid quarterback
by a mile. Yeah.
Right now because he produces. If you produce, you win a Super Bowl. Yeah, we'll give you $55 million.
Tell me, Tua hasn't produced.
That's what I'm saying. Tua.
Okay, I want to defend Tua.
25.
Same amount of interceptions last year as Patrick Mahomes.
That's great.
And one less than Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. You know, that puts him in elite category, an elite tier of quarterbacks. So
sure, but he was also like.
Also, that was all. They were all tied. They were all tied for
9.
That's crazy. Like all the top, you consider like the top 3 tied. They're Josh Allen 2nd, Hurts 3rd, Mahomes 4th interceptions.
Great.
And then Sam Howell, our boy, led the league.
I don't know, man. It just pisses me off. Just because it's like, we will never touch that type of money ever. Like, even $1 million to us would be, like, amazing. We could live off that. Like, if we got $1 million a year, what do I got? I just got to reinvest it, and I'll be fine. These guys have $55 million a year. Just put that in, like, stocks, whatever. And, like, you literally, like, your grand...
Just put it in the S&P, bro.
Yeah, your literal grand, like, great grandkids are going to be fine.
Imagine the dividends they get off
It's just ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? Why do you need that? You're never going to spend it in your lifetime.
Dude, you gotta blame the TV contracts. They're doing that.
Tell that to Antonio Brown.
Because
I bet he spends
it's the NFL.
All these people, Mahomes, how many sponsorships does he have? Heinz, Nike, or whatever, you know.
That's where quarterbacks make a lot of their money.
Exactly.
It's not on the contract.
Why do they need such a big contract?
They're not going the Otani
Give me $5 million a year and give me 5 of the best.
I don't think we're arguing with
receivers.
you. I don't think we're on the same page.
Okay, I'm
done.
That's my
rant. All right, I'm gonna jump in because I don't feel particularly convicted. That turned into you. I thought you were gonna be way more chill about that. You got really heated about that.
It became eat the rich.
Yeah, it really did.
I was pissed. Well,
we're about to turn into a socialist economy.
I was listening
to
the radio the other day.
You guys know what I'm saying.
And this is when like Tua's contract came out, and I was like in the car by myself, like ranting about this. That's how heated I got.
I think I saw you.
Why can't you just be?
You're just talking.
Yeah. Like, damn, how'd that homeless guy get in that car? Okay. I don't feel particularly strong about this guy. But I'm more just annoyed at this point with this player because I feel like it's just a lot of talk, not a lot of play. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. Like, for one, the dude's just in the media. He's just talking his shit about the most random things that no one really cares about.
37.5.
What is $37.5
million a year.
For who?
Aaron Rodgers.
That seems about reasonable. They're probably making that back in jersey sales. And then he doesn't play, and then he just is like, he's just gassing himself up so much, and it's just, I kind of see some like Trump in him, you know, he's just always talking his shit, and he's like, yeah, I'm the GOAT, like I'm gonna be back in faster than ever before, and it's just like.
I mean,
I'm just kind of getting tired of it. Like,
ego of an NFL player.
Go out and play ball, dude. Like, go earn the $37.5 million that Kupp's saying you earned this year. And like, honestly, I think he's gonna be trash this year. Like, he's gonna be talking all that shit, and then he's make some dumbass excuse. It's the ayahuasca. It's the man in the mask or the guy in the black. You know the thing that he sees. You know what I'm talking about? The
Slenderman?
Kinda Slenderman. You know what I'm talking about. The guy with like the top hat and like the trench coat that like apparently you see if you have like some nasty
Dog, I swear,
ayahuasca trip.
I swear that's Slenderman.
I've never heard this.
You've never heard this?
No,
I've never heard
He
this,
says he
but-
sees him. Okay, look into that. He says he sees him.
Wait, in his dreams?
Yeah,
Or is this like an actual thing?
No, it's like a real thing. It's a very.
Oh, there he is right now.
It's a common.
He sees a guy in a black
It's actually.
trench coat.
And I'm serious, and it's like a black
That's trippy.
silhouette. It's actually Kupp.
Coop standing in the doorway.
Anywho, look, I'm kind of sick and tired of it. Like, if he goes out and like starts sucking, and then like some like injury just pops up again, like I'm gonna lose my mind. And this is also, it's just tired. It's tired, man. The Jets aren't gonna be good this year. Like, I'm ready to move on. Are you looking up the silhouette man?
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is real. I told you.
Dude, that's Yoda.
That's terrifying. Bro.
Yeah, it's real. So, anywho, if you want to see a scary picture, look
The
it up.
Hat Man.
that
That's what he's called.
sounds like a really bad Batman villain. Anyways,
Some Bollywood thing.
so the player I hate, and I hate this guy so much.
What if? Sorry to cut in. What if he just sees him on the field? Like,
Throws
during
the
a play.
interception.
What if? Hold on.
What if it's a stand?
What? Yeah. What if he's like a good omen? Like throw it here and you'll score a touchdown. So you throw it to the Hat Man every time, and it's just like a golden play every time. Anyways, sorry about that.
You're good. So the player I hate, and I don't really know why I hate this player. The more I thought about it today, when I was like, why do I hate this player? I couldn't really come up with a good answer. But I just don't like him. And it's Taysom Hill of the New Orleans Saints. I hate this guy. I just hate this guy. And you could go back to the fantasy years where, you could use him as a tight end when he was a quarterback.
You still get it.
I don't understand why this is going on like a what can he do that I can't do? He's just a big dude. How is he a good runner? How does he just like run the ball like this? He can't throw the ball, but he blocks like when someone's getting blocked by him, it looks like the ghost of Orlando Pace is like he's not even dead. It looks like Orlando Pace is like in his prime, just lighting this guy up. You got Hutchinson and Jones from the prime Seahawk days, just blowing him up. And then they look and they realize it's not Hatman, it's not Walter Jones, it's not Hutchinson, it's Taysom Hill blocking him. He's got like some voodoo magic. And then, like, look, I'm not gonna talk about his religion, but like, does that have something to do with it? I don't. Is it the fact that he doesn't drink coffee? I don't. Does he soak in between games?
Big soaker.
I don't know. But I just hate this guy because everyone like they just gloss over him like he's the best thing ever. And he's not. It just drives me nuts. I didn't like him when he was at BYU and he played the Huskies. I don't like him when he's with the Saints. He filled in at quarterback. He wasn't good. He's like their pseudo Wildcat running back, dude. I don't know. I'm just ranting. I hate this guy. He reminds me of Matthew Dellavedova in the NBA. You want to know who I hated in the NBA? Matthew Dellavedova. I can't stand these scrappy guys that just
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's definitely like a very like lunch pail type of guy. Get in, get out.
I wouldn't even call him a lunch pail guy.
First in, last out type
Have
of
you
type
ever-
of guy.
He's a teacher's pet kind of guy, and I hate the teacher's
Honestly, he
pet.
looks like a math teacher. You know?
Yeah, a
see
really crappy math teacher.
Or like a Spanish teacher. Because they all were like white for some reason.
Do you think he did his mission in Mexico? Is that what you're
That's a
saying?
good point. Yeah,
Maybe.
we should look into that. Or
Have
Ecuador
you ever
or
bet
something.
against Taysom Hill?
No, but I really want to now.
You know he's gonna like.
Destroy.
He'll
so
cook
cute,
my
right?
ass.
He's
He'll cook.
so cute.
He'll cook so. Just as
No,
long as you're shaking the bed.
You know, I think he's just like a very athletic,
I think he's a fun
like
player.
fullback. You know, he's like a Kyle Juszczyk that can throw the ball.
I hate him. I hate him so
I
much.
think he's fine.
I would take
I
50
hate-
Kyle's use checks over.
I hate
one
that
person.
you can play him as tight end when he's the quarterback.
It's the
you know.
stupidest thing.
Like I remember that, and then people would get shit on for like 30 points from that position when they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I feel better
Um,
now. I feel better. I
yeah,
got,
you
I got a
that
lot
all
off
out.
my chest there.
You got that all out.
Yeah.
I don't. He's pretty old too. I mean, he's gonna be gone here pretty soon. He's like 30
God.
already.
I'm a Taysom Hill fan. He's fun to watch. Just only playing against him.
I didn't want to say this, but he's actually my favorite player in the league because he's a tight end.
Let's go to the NFC.
Oh,
West.
my honorable mention.
There you go.
George Kittle. Hate that guy.
You want to say anything about it? Or just no.
I think he's fake.
What about he started tight end day or whatever it's called?
I think I love tight ends. I like that he did that, but I just think his personality is very like forced. I don't think he's like actually a naturally goofy guy. I think it's just like a hat he puts on. Is what I kind of the vibe I get from him.
Do you something he's authentic?
That annoys me. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
George Kittle, if you have something to say back to him.
Well, he's a friend of the pod.
You know where to find us.
I've
He's definitely not coming on the pod now.
I've told him that to his face.
He's definitely not coming on the pod now. So thanks for ruining that relationship.
He honestly probably would. He's pretty chill. Anyways.
Yeah, actually, we go way back.
Speaking of George Kittle,
like that
he plays for the 49ers. And the 49ers are a team in the NFC West.
He's probably a guy that I would end up meeting and be like, he's pretty cool.
But, you get a beer with him.
Yeah, but for right now, I just can't stand him. Anyways.
Okay.
So the 49ers. We're segueing into the 49ers in the NFC West.
All right.
49ers. Obviously,
they finished last in the
They made the Super Bowl last year. No. I just picked them out because you're talking about Kittle. One could argue they should have won the Super Bowl. They were on the cusp of it. They didn't.
Well, the Lions should have beat the Niners, and then they should have.
You could make an argument the Packers could have beat them in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, and the Cowboys should have beat the... Never mind, they should have.
No, never.
Sorry, K-Dog.
But, I don't know. This team, they're bringing back a lot of pieces. They're running it back again.
Well...
They might not.
Perhaps, but they may not.
Maybe by the time you got to
talk about that,
this part, you might have heard Aiyuk.
Oh, he just got traded.
Was traded to the Giants.
To the Shmokin Hot Takes podcast.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think we should talk about it. There's a lot of rumors he might be going to the Steelers. I think that's kind of like where the smoke's all coming from, right? And you've seen the memes where it's like Mike Tomlin with dreads. Looks like Brandon Aiyuk.
I have not seen those.
Really?
That's funny.
Really? Okay. I'll pull it up while you guys are talking
Coop's
about
actually the creator of those memes. He's just trying to blow them up. Check out his new shirt.
But I think we should talk about that a little bit. Maybe. Unless it actually happens, and we're going to kind of dive into it. But I know you were like all about Pickens, right? And it's 15,
I was high on
15
Pickens.
plus touchdowns.
But I threw it out there.
If Aiyuk...
I would
ends up
retract
going
that statement
there.
if Aiyuk was there.
Do you guys think Aiyuk leaving has a large impact on the offense?
Absolutely.
I think
you get rid of one of your best
players. Not as
players.
big as one as we might think.
Do you think Slick Rick's going to just slide right in there?
I think they have...
Jennings.
Dude, they kind of feel like a wide receiver factory a little bit over there. Like, they're just pumping out guys.
Well, I think it's the system.
Not really.
I think it's the system.
So
who are their guys? Aiyuk and Debo? Would you say that
Jawan was actually really good? Like,
Jawan was actually really good for that one game.
I do have a point. Kyle Shanahan made Pierre Garçon like a 1,500-yard receiver one year, and Pierre Garçon was not good at football.
For the Redskins?
No, I think it was for the Niners.
Aren't you thinking of the defensive guy? There's a Pierre or something who lost a finger.
No, that's JPP.
That's
No, Pierre Garçon.
Yeah.
He
was.
I thought
he was on the.
He was on both. But still,
when they were called that, people, I'm not. I don't want people to get confused. I'm not gonna say Commanders because he wasn't on the Commanders.
What about the football team?
He wasn't on that either.
No. But yeah, so I
didn't know he was on the Giants.
I was just 49ers.
Oh, 49ers.
But,
yes, now.
But I was just pointing that out as a counterpoint. That's all.
Oh, I got Michael Crabtree. He's also a great wide receiver for the Niners.
That's not Kyle Shanahan.
I know. I'm joking.
Okay, good.
I'm joking.
I don't think.
I don't know. Who do you think has more of a vital role, Debo or Aiyuk?
Probably Debo.
I would agree.
I hate Debo. I should have said him too.
Why do you hate Debo?
Because he destroys the Seahawks. We can never tackle that guy.
He's a great player.
He's a great player.
That's true.
No, I don't know. That's actually a really good question. I don't know if I can make a decision on that.
Like who you pick?
Yeah, like who has a bigger impact on?
Do you think they're getting?
Because Debo literally, like, he does so much for them.
Dude, I mean, so.
But he's always hurt, or he's injury prone.
True.
I should say.
However, do you remember when the Niners were on that like fairly chunky losing streak last year?
Yeah, it was like 3 games.
Yeah, it was because like Debo got injured. And as soon as Debo comes back, then guess what? The Niners start cooking.
You kind of disappeared in those games, too.
Yeah, they even show it on, like, the receiver show. Like, they talk about how much Debo means to the offense in terms of what plays they do, because no one else can really fit into that type of role that Debo, like, plays within the offense.
Right.
So, I think Debo's more vital. I think Aiyuk just wants to be paid.
I just have this picture of the Hat Man still pulled up. I think we're kind of stretching this conversation out because
They're gonna be great.
they're gonna run it back. If Ayuk's still there, I think they're gonna run it back. If he's gone,
I don't think it matters.
then I don't think they'll be as good.
They won't be as good, but I think they'll still probably win the division.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I think,
they'll make a deep playoff run
That's
with
fair.
or without Aiyuk.
yeah, defense is too strong.
I know,
Offense is.
it
They got the
hurts.
best running back in the league.
As Seahawks fans, it does hurt. But yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Do we want to say any more about? They had a pretty good draft too. They got Slick Rick.
Slick
and,
Rick.
Jacob Cowing. Like they definitely like drafted in case Aiyuk wants to go.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Oh wait, their win total.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Win
pretty
total,
high. It's like 11 and a half.
half.
Yeah, I'll take the over. Well, didn't they have 12 last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, they're not going to beat these
With an improved
Seahawks.
division.
Yeah, I'll take the under then.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
they lose
close.
two.
I feel like
two
they
to the
end up with
Hawks.
11 on the dot, and like there's a couple clinchers in there that you're like, I don't know, Jim, and then they manage to like
That's
squeak
pretty
it
good.
out. Thanks. They managed to like squeak it out. So I
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
would.
they got
I would
12.
lean under, but I would not be surprised if they just dumpstered everyone again.
Fair enough.
I don't know. the schedule either.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over.
Take the under on that.
Give me the over. All right, so since we're going top first, let's just go down. Rams 10-7 last year, and
Man, oh man.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Lost,
too.
yeah.
No one was
I
really
mean-
picking them to do much last year.
but when you have like Sean McVay, I think it's hard
Doesn't
to
matter.
count them out.
yeah.
And they lost Aaron Donald this year, and Matthew Stafford 1 year older,
I mean,
Cooper Kupp 1 year older.
I don't think
like
we should say that type of stuff.
this kind of, I feel like
That's what we said last year.
I feel like this team. I know, but who do you got in the chamber in the back? Like who's going
I know,
to take
but-
over from Stafford? Because
Well, this
Stafford's also
isn't-
he's been so injury
We're not talking
prone
about
too.
2025 season. We're talking about 2024.
Actually, I know who their backup is.
Stetson Bennett. Oh no, it's
Jimmy
G,
G, baby.
He kinda
Porn
looks like-
star Jimmy.
He kind of looks like Jimmy a
I
little
thought
bit.
he looked like who's
Justin
the guy on the
Watson.
Chiefs?
Justin Watson.
Oh.
Yeah. Who looks more like a player? Lions fan for 2069 with Jordan Love, or C Dubs with Justin Watson?
Lions
Dude,
fan.
Lions fan.
Lions-
Lions fan. You're at training camp right
he just
now.
got the bag. He
All right,
just-
what
he's
about,
living.
what about me and Justin Herbert?
Ooh, that's tough.
You're here. You're here, my
All
friend.
right.
What about me and Jimmy G?
Okay, does he look like anybody?
No, don't. I don't want to hear your.
I'm
we're not
talking
putting
about
this
it.
out.
I'm talking about an NFL
Are
player.
you seeing what I'm seeing? Harrison Butker.
Oh, you didn't talk about that.
No.
You just got
we don't
his
need to
extension.
talk about
Congrats to Bucker.
Congrats, man. You deserve it.
He's putting all those donations out to Trump. That's what he's doing now.
So the Rams.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Aaron AD's gone, but they got a great offensive side of the ball.
Got a great offensive unit over there.
They do. They got Stafford. They got Kyron. They got Puka. They got Kupp.
Well,
they got,
I think you might have to put one of those down for Puka.
No, not
They
my
got
king.
3 O linemen that are currently hurt.
They
week to
lost
week.
the DB to an ACL. First
Lost
practice of the
DB.
year.
I think nobody was calling these guys last year, right? And then they had this miraculous year. They came out, got into the playoffs. I think people were calling for this year to be their down year because they've lost all these guys already. We saw what happened to Cooper Kupp. So I have some kind of bad juju for the Rams. Like when I say one of their receivers, they end up getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I call Cooper Kupp's downfall last year. He got hurt in preseason. I'm not saying I know.
Okay.
I'm not saying an
Please.
injury is
Cook.
like calling his downfall.
Cook.
But he got hurt.
Okay.
Then he came back and he was fine. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But and then the emergence of Puka. And then I called Puka being overrated this year.
Okay, well,
Look
he's
what
been
happened.
hurt. He's hurt.
He
Is that overrated?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not calling.
Okay.
You should stop calling people to be.
It's not causation or correlation here. It's just that
Are you?
I said something about him and it happened.
Do you got like a little Puka voodoo doll or something? You
No, I
poking needles in
don't
him?
wish any injury.
Or
on
you?
anybody.
What are those? Are you a juju mama?
I'm just
kinda
saying. I was
thing?
pushing really hard to get Cooper Kupp on one of my dynasty teams, and that window has shut because he is going to go off this season. He's going to feast. Puka's going to be coming back from an injury,
And what about the team?
and the team's going to be doo doo, voodoo doo doo. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say. Like, I'm actually kind of down on the Rams this year too.
Yeah, I think the loss of Donald is going to be way more of an impact than what people think. They did draft 2 of Florida State's defensive lineman to kind of replace him.
Verse.
And and Florida State's D-line was nasty last year in college, but it's Aaron Donald. Like I don't know. I think they're going to be down. I think their offense is going to be really good, but just being able to rely on like, hey, this one guy can destroy an offensive line by himself and can be a game wrecker. I think not having that is really going to impact them more than what people are thinking. Yeah. Their win total is 8.5. I feel like they're going to probably win 9 games. Like,
that's a tough one.
I would take the over.
But
I would not feel good
bet
about it. I would just not feel good about it.
No bet.
Yeah, I'd take 9 there.
Yeah, I like 9 too.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can't count against Sean McVay. That's
No.
I think that's the thing where you just have great head coaching.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
what people fell into last year. And,
Yeah.
Which means people won't this year, and then they will have a down year.
What side is juiced?
The over was juiced. The over is -145.
Yeah, that's a tough line. I don't know if I'd want to bet that.
Hat man, I gotta close this out.
All right. Let's go on to the Hawks. See. That was beautiful. All right, 9-8. Mike McDonald, he's new to the town.
Man, oh man.
Kupp's supposed favorite coach ever in history of football.
You said literally you in 10 years. All right, so you're gonna get on me for saying Mike McDonald?
That was pretty funny. Nobody laughed, and then somebody copied my joke, which I thought was disappointing.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And okay, so who else do we got? We got Gino running it back. We got Kane. I mean, our whole offense is basically the same. We got Ryan Grubb,
Exactly.
local UW guy into town. Says he's going to turn this offense into UW's offense. Turn Gino into Penix.
I love this. I love this team right now. I think our offense, returning everybody, which is good because JSN, sophomore year, he's going to be heavily involved. Grubb's offense at UW, 3 wide receiver sets, money.
Yeah, like
We
all
got-
the time.
We have 3 very good wide receivers with the Seahawks. It's going to be money. Defensive head coach comes in. He's going to be implementing his scheme from Baltimore. We saw how money that was. It got Lamar the MVP, didn't it? There, Prof.
I don't know
So
what
does
you're
that mean
talking
Geno MVP? Maybe.
about.
We got Byron Murphy.
They could.
We call him Baby Donald.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
We do now, if you didn't
Yeah, we
already.
do. I think our defense was awful. And just a side note, Quandre Diggs signed with the Titans.
Yeah, that's the funeral home over there.
Ooh.
the Titans funeral home.
Anyways, Titans over the Bears.
Titans
But
over the Bears.
I just like...
Hell no.
I think you see these teams during the offseason go out and get better. And then you see these teams that don't do anything or they get a little worse. And I think Seahawks are a team that went out there and got better. They drafted well.
Yeah, we had
We've
a great draft.
Killer drafts the last few years. And I just love this upgrade at head coach. I think Pete's scheme was old, ancient. We brought in Mike McDonald, Grubb, very new, very uplift. I don't even know a word. You know what I mean? Innovative, rejuvenating.
New ideas, fresh ideas.
New energy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I just don't think the results are going to be there this
Why?
year. I think we're missing personnel on the defensive side.
Where?
And a lot of the linebackers. We don't have any healthy linebackers right now. We're signing guys to the practice squad to practice so that we can have linebackers at our training camp because our 2 starters that we signed are both injured. And I'm scared that it will have a bigger... excuse me. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I lost my voice. I'm scared it'll have a bigger impact than what we think. There's also been some of the training camp reports that I've read is that the defense really hasn't looked great so far in training camp. Obviously, it's training camp.
Tough scheme.
And there's growing. Yep, and they're learning a new scheme. But I think this is a season. I think the offense. I think you guys are spot on. The offense is going to be awesome. I just think it's really hard for a brand new first-year head coach in the NFL, a brand new offensive coordinator in the NFL, a brand new defensive coordinator in the NFL to come in and just be like, oh yeah, we're going to win 10 games.
You know what's kind of overlooked right now?
Tell me.
Bringing Frazier as the
that
assistant
is
head coach.
that was a great addition. Leslie Frazier, for those of you that
I
don't
heard,
know, he was the Vikings head coach for a long time. He's the assistant head coach.
Yeah.
Personally brought over by Mike McDonald in the transition phase. So it's exciting there. But yeah, I don't know. I think the defense is going to let us down. I think if we're able to have another year drafting, and I don't even know who the free agent linebackers are. If there's any out there, come sign with us. If there's going to be free agent linebackers next year, I think that's where we should allocate our capital. And definitely in the draft, like, go linebacker heavy. Because, I mean, we did draft a linebacker in the 4th round. I think he's out of UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio. But, again, the comments on him so far through training camp are the same thing. Like, he's kind of learning this game. He needs to work on his tackling. So I think that's like the big glaring hole where it's almost like if we had like Bobby Wagner or something, we would be significantly better in that position, and we'd feel good, or at least better going into the season. But it's a big question mark for me. I think the biggest thing we're looking for this year is just improvement on the defensive end. Like, hey, I hope running backs don't just gouge us for like 150 yards a game. Like they were last year. Every game last year, a running back was setting their career high in rushing in a game against us. And it was just painful. Because you knew, like, no team had to throw the ball to beat us. They just ran it and got 8 yards a clip. So I don't know. I'm not quite there yet with us, but I think we're gonna see improvements. The improvements may not be in the win-loss column, but I think we're gonna see improvements on the field.
Yeah, I'm just one part we didn't really talk about, which I'm a little anxious about, O-line, and just in terms of the health, the guys playing through a full season. Like, we saw what Gino could do with a healthy O-line his first year when we had Cross. I want to say that was Abe Lucas. Yeah, like, those guys were really great rookies that first year. Last year, definitely had a bit of the injury bug, and we kind of saw what happened with that. So I just want to be able to, like, see those guys stay healthy, and I'm pretty sure Lucas is still kind of questionable to start the season. And I don't think Cross is healthy right now.
I think he is.
Is he? Regardless, I need them to kind of get up there, set the tone, get K9 some yards so that we can open up through the air. Because that's what Grubb had last year at UW. He had, like, the best O-line in the collegiate, all of college. So
that's on him, too, though. That's
true.
The way he
I mean, he sets it up. Yeah. So if he can raise up these guys, and, like, we have a lot of talent on the O-line. So it's just really about enhancing that and improving. And we drafted a couple guys. We drafted, I think, a guard from UConn, I want to say.
Yep.
Ranked like one of the best. And then
Chris Haynes or something Haynes.
I thought he was the guard, or maybe not. Was he the center?
That's the guard.
Okay, that is.
And then we have last year was like Oluwago or whatever, who was the center.
Olu.
Yeah, you know those Polynesian guys.
He's not Polynesian though. That's the thing.
Close enough. All right.
Their win total is 7.5.
Over.
Give me that over. That's the easiest.
We win 7 games, and I take the under.
All right. Well, we don't.
Okay, we've only gotten better.
I just told you why I'm skeptical.
Right.
I told you we're going to be better on the field. I just don't know if it's going to translate into wins.
Pete Carroll is definitely like a floor raiser. Like, he definitely raises.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
He like last year. Like,
Pete
he raised the floor with
he'd get
like
more out
team.
of people than what they would do on different teams. I think.
Thank you for your clarification.
I don't know.
All right, Cardinals.
This is mind-boggling.
Jonathan, is it Glennon or Gannon?
Gannon, baby.
I kind of like him as a head
with
coach.
a G.
Glennon.
Cannon with a G.
I kind of like Jonathan Gannon. Like, he gets a lot out of this team.
Everybody memed on him last year. He was very
I think he was a great head coach for what he had to deal with.
If you watch Hard Knocks with them, he was very. Was it with them?
I don't think so.
I don't know. If you watched interviews with him, he was very.
He's just kind of stoic.
Where did he come from? Was he
Eagles?
He was a Phillies defensive coordinator?
Yeah, when their defense was.
But his interviews were very interesting. Like his press conferences.
He just kind of looks like a quirky dude.
Yeah.
Not Daniel or McDaniel's quirky, but
it's a different type of quirky.
Yeah, it's a weirder quirky. Anywho, look, they got Marvin. Kyler's back full year.
Maserati Marv.
From the injury.
I like this team.
James Conner is looking nice. Who's the wide receiver 2?
Michael Wilson. The GOAT.
Is that really their 2?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yikes.
Dortch.
The
Dortch chamber.
Dude, let's go. And on defense, defensive head coach. So, in this defense, they still got Buddha. They still got some pieces on there. I can't name any of them. Yeah. But they looked pretty good at the end of the season. They were taking games, and you couldn't really count them out just out of anywhere. So
you got Trey McBride.
They got Trey McBride.
They got my bride to my groom.
They did lose their starting defensive end, though, to a torn ACL yesterday.
Gosh dang it, Kyler. Stop tearing your teams. ACLs.
Well, I really like this offense. Marvin Harris. I mean,
There's some
Maserati
improvements.
Marv. Trey McBride. Love that.
Second
Kyler-
year of a new head coach.
I have a couple takes that I'll be mentioning later on about this team.
Kyler MVP, huh?
You might see that. So.
Didn't we already do it?
Yeah, we already did.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, to me, Arizona's that team that everyone wants to be good, that everyone's going to back, that may not deliver.
That's fair.
Their win total is at 7.5, so the same as the Hawks. So that people are expecting them to make what they went 4 games last year. So people are expecting them to almost double that if they go over that total. And I think it's just a stretch this year. I really like the team. I think they're doing the right thing by embracing the rebuild, and they're building the right pieces around Kyler to be successful. I thought all the talk about like moving on from Kyler was just ridiculous when that was happening. Marvin's going to have a really good season. You're going to hear about him on the preseason locks. Trey McBride, I think he's going to have a good season as well. But I think they need more. I think they need more pieces, particularly on the defensive end.
Oh, I was gonna say one more wide receiver.
But yeah, they need like another weapon, and I think Connor's okay as a running back.
Well,
he's great.
They
Come
got.
on.
I
They
don't
got
know.
Trey Benson.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're so high on James Conner. When
I'm high on whoever is playing running back for the Cardinals. Like I just think this is a team that I think it's going to be a great offense. I think they got a dog. I think it's a good team. Give me the over.
Over 7.5 for you?
Yeah, I'll take the over.
I'm on the under. I think they won 6 or 7.
I think you're right though. Like, it's kind of like the Bears. People are expecting the Bears to be really good.
Yeah.
And who are the Cardinals guys their kicker?
Dog, I have no idea.
Why does that matter?
Because a good kicker.
Matt Prater?
matters. It might be great kicker.
Could be. It has something.
He's got to do. He's got to.
Prater just has a cannon for a leg.
He's got to. He's got to have someone. You got to have someone as a kicker in Arizona to stop the heat resistance. From the ball going further. You took physics. You should know about that.
What the heck did you just say, dude? You just said like 7.
All right.
words
How y'all got the division playing out? Who's your 4 team?
Rams.
Really?
Rams.
I also have the Rams.
Really?
Wait, we didn't say K-Dogs East. We'll do that after.
Oh yeah.
All right, then who do you got? You got Cards. No, you got the Hawks. No, you don't. You wait. I don't want to hear yours yet. All right,
Okay,
Coop, you and I got the Cardinals at 3.
I also have the Cardinals at 3.
Okay, I got the Niners at 2.
No way.
Just kidding. Hawks at 2, Niners at 1.
Yep, same here.
So y'all got the same one.
Sounds like it.
Okay.
What is K-Dog? I want to hear K-Dog's first.
K-Dog at 4.
Who's got the Hawks?
Cardinals.
Oh,
At 3,
Hawks.
the Rams.
No, he doesn't.
At 2, the Hawks, baby.
K-Dog.
And at number 1, the Niners.
My man.
Which is kind of wild. Like, I don't know why K-Dog's so high.
C-Dub's about to break the pod right here.
Do I put us last? Nah.
You don't have.
He's doing it live.
Yeah, you're doing it live.
He's changing it live.
No, I'm going Cardinals 4, Seahawks 3, but they finished with the same record. Seahawks have the tiebreaker.
Oh.
Rams 2, Niners 1.
Wow. Yeah, I love how we both said, Coop, don't bet against Sean McVay, and we're betting against Sean McVay.
All right, I got breaking news here.
Dun 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 dun.
From the Sleeper app. I mean, it's a breaking rumor.
Oh God.
Breaking rumor.
The 49ers have negotiated the frameworks of a trade to send Brandon Aiyuk to the Browns and Patriots.
Ew.
I don't know how 2 teams are going to share one guy, but it's up to Aiyuk to accept the terms. And this is per at Mayoko NBCS. I don't know. The Steelers declined to meet San Francisco's demands, and the Commanders have removed themselves.
So they're letting him pick, essentially. Is what
The Browns or the Patriots? That's.
You got to go to the Browns, right?
I mean,
If he wants to get paid, who's going to give him the bag? That's what I would
honestly,
say.
but the Patriots is kind of interesting because they're in a rebuild. He's gonna be the alpha there. Him and Jalen.
He'll be an alpha at Browns, too.
But he still got Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Amari will be a great 2.
Will he be a 2?
Yeah, for sure.
You got Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, you're right. Deshaun Watson makes everyone like a 5.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just.
Would you rather go to?
I'd rather go to the Browns.
How many more years has he got on his contract? Probably not that much.
I'm not
Probably
sure
like one,
if they
one
would
and a half.
just make a new contract or something. I don't know how that works.
You have to assume that these teams would want to extend him if he's going there.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So not the Steelers
Not the Steelers.
are inside.
I think he goes to the Patriots.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wants the money. That's
I
where he's
think
going
he
to
goes there, and that's perfect for Drake May.
And guess what?
You mean Joe Milton?
They're still not going to win 5 games.
But
You know
does
the
that
Coop,
change
You know what the
anything,
trade
though?
Coop sent to me on Dynasty the other day?
Not to me.
I think it does change some things because we were talking about earlier. It's like there are going to be those weeks where the Patriots end up winning when nobody picks them.
It doesn't move
It's a
the needle
factor
for me. They still don't. He just can't play defense. They still don't have anyone on
Who
defense.
do they play the first week?
The Patriots?
Oh,
They play the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Good luck.
Lol.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Should we wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
All right. You got any more?
Before I'm gonna go through
Oh, yeah, does
K-Dog's NFC East.
This is what people have been waiting for.
Yeah. So he's got the Giants at 4,
Damn you, K-Dog.
Commanders at 3, the Cowboys at 2,
Boo.
Oh, he's woke.
and the Eagles at
So
1.
he
He
covered
knows.
you guys.
He knows.
He, yeah, I think you can only take so many terrible years.
You're fine. I'm disappointed in you, K-Dog. This is painful to hear from you. All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Coop?
Yeah.
He's great. All
Good
right.
episode, folks.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Shmokin' Out Takes. You just heard the sexiest men speak on the planet. All right. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. YouTube, Spotify, 5-star review. Check us out. Twitter. And you know what to do. All right. Adios. Shmokin'. We didn't do Shmokin' to start.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. Shmokin'.
Smoking.
Smoking.